Just talking haircuts on Zoom. Welcome everybody on Facebook and YouTube. Let's do some movement. We'll continue with what we were working on last week with our hips. And we'll start off just by having a quick body scan. So a little bit of a shake out. Let's take our feet hip width apart. So we're nice and stable on the ground. Just work down from the crown of the head. So you can just use your middle fingers just to tap that point on the crown of your head. So you're aware of where you're lifting and lengthening towards the sky. And then just quickly scanning down the body, coming to the scalp, the forehead, and then particularly the eye sockets. We often quite hold a lot of tightness and tension in the eye sockets, so relax the eye sockets. Just keeping the eyes open and keeping a soft gaze in front of you, so you're not necessarily focusing particularly on anything. And then cheekbones, jaw, the tongue and the throat. And shoulders, just coming down to the rib cage. Let the ribs soften and the belly soften. And the lower back. Really let the lower back relax and lengthen. And then feel the strength in the hips and the legs and that connection to the ground. In this standing position, a little bit more weight through the heels, but also remember that connection point just underneath the ball of the foot or the ball of the big toe, that bubbling spring. And then just feel that connection, particularly through that point, without pushing into the ground, of just being connected and grounded. So we're connecting and being really grounded and stable and strong through the lower body. And then just coming back and lifting and lengthening. So bring that lightness to the upper body. Lightness and length and that uplifted feeling, that sense of being tall and proud. Shoulders relaxed, shoulders heavy and relaxed down. And the head just balanced on top of the spine. So if the head is coming forwards, it's very difficult to let these shoulders relax. So if the head is balanced on top of the spine, you're sitting your shoulders so the shoulders can just come down. Maybe give yourself a little nod if you need to, just to get that head sitting on top of the spine. And then let's shake out. So just shake out. Whatever feels good for you. You might want a light shake, or if you've been out doing some movement, then you might want to shake a little bit more. Let the heels tap into the ground if you're comfortable with the heels into the ground to really get that vibration through the body. Feel the shoulders now, just let the shoulders go. Upper back relax and go. Let the jaw relax. Let's make some sounds, so just breathe in through the nose. Whatever sound you want to make, it might be an just let everything go. It might be an ah sound, it might be a sigh, it might be what we did on Tuesday, which was a shh, and I just spat all over the floor. Sorry. And a couple more, breathe in. And shh. And one more, breathe in. Nice full deep breath and then slow it down. Stand tall. See if you can feel the tingling, waking up the body, getting the blood flowing, getting the circulation going. And then step out just about shoulder width apart. A little bit of bend in the knees. Let's do 3. Breath in. Breath out. Just a natural breath. So we're just slowing the breath in through the nose. Shoulders relaxed and down. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. And rest there for a second. Good, shake out the legs. Let's work a little bit more on the hips, getting that hip mobility going, which will then bring us into our squats, which we were doing in the first challenge, and we'll add a little bit of balance as well to this because we've done the balance challenge, going into a sort of single leg squat, so just developing the squats and the balancing. But let's first of all start off by mobilizing the hips. So I'll mirror you, take the right hip to the side, circle back, and then come left, and then forward. So I'm then bringing my hips forward. So we're doing big hip circles. When you hinge forwards, we're not rounding the back, so keeping pretty neutral in the spine there, so you get that nice stretch, that nice length through the hamstrings, and also you get that stretch in sort of like that spiral stretch through the hamstrings, through the calf muscles, rather than just a stretch. When you sometimes do a stretch like that, you feel that almost like wringing out or that twisting, which is really, really nice. Big hip circles. Again, with anything we do like this, go at your own comfortable pace. Go at your own comfortable range of motion. So it's not about pushing or forcing. Breathing easy in and out through the nose. One of the things with the breath is that if we overload our body from a structural point of view, so from a muscular or a skeletal point of view, or from a neurological point of view, so from that neuromuscular point of view, then it will show in the breath. So if you're going or not breathing when you're doing stuff like this, then you are most probably pushing a little bit too hard. So keep the breathing smooth and keep the movement smooth. Nice big circles. So you can explore your range of motion. Explore if you feel any tightness in a particular area. And then let's go the other way. So left hip, back, left, back, forwards, left, back. And the legs are straight but not hyperextended, so you're not locking the knees out, but you have got pretty straight legs just so you get that nice length or stretch through those hamstrings. And that bubbling spring point is a good point to focus on, because if your feet are rolling all over the place, so see if you can keep that connection to the ground. Feel that connection through the bubbling spring. Let's do 2 more in this direction. That feels good. And then shake out the legs. And then we'll come shoulder width again, little bit of bend in the knees. We've done the outside of the hips, now we do the inside. So think about the pelvic bone, the pubic bone, do tiny, tiny movements on the inside of the hips. So if you had a string or a little weight on your tailbone, you're drawing a little circle underneath you. So a tiny, tiny circle. It's a bit like belly dancing. Not that I've ever been belly dancing. But we're really focusing into really deep in these muscles, in the tendons, in the hip sockets. So we're circling. And then let's go the other way. And there's always one way that feels really odd, or maybe not, maybe it's just me, but you usually feel that difference. One side feels really natural to go one way, and then the other side might feel just a little bit sticky. So again, I can feel here, particularly in this, it's on your left hand side, but in my right hip it just sticks a little bit there. So actually I really enjoy this one because it helps to open, create a little bit more space in that hip, a little bit more fluidity. And again, when we're walking, running, the whole idea of getting the movement as efficient as possible and as fluid as possible is to have that flow of movement. And if you're feeling sticky in these type of movements, those sticky bits are going to be where that movement blocks or is restricted. And then shake out. And now we're going to do that again, but we're going to go really wide. So about a shoulder and a half width apart. Down as if you're riding a horse, so we're not squatting down or tilting forward. So you're sitting on a horse, basically. So your pelvis is slightly tucked under, but not squeezed under. And then it's the same thing. So see how this feels. If you can do that circle internally, those inside bits of your hip sockets. And then again, you might feel where you get tightness maybe in the thighs or in the hips, in the glutes. So going one way. Keeping tall. And then let's go the other way. Really connected to the ground. Breathing easy, no strain. And then push up and come back up to standing. Just shake out those legs again. The first time I did that wide one, it was like, I'm stuck. But actually, if you do it every day, if you can do it just a small amount, it's like, oh yeah, I can start to get some movement there. So if that was a bit of a challenge and you're going, I can't feel any movement, just keep focusing on that little internal rotation. Legs shaking out. Let's balance on our left side. Now again, the intention of this exercise is to open up and free this right hip. So if you need to balance on something, if you need to hold a wall, that's fine. So it's not our intention to work on the stabilization and the balance on the left side. Obviously it helps if you can do it without holding. But if you need to hold on to something and just easily swing this leg. It's not a massive big throw the leg all over the place. Keeping tall through the spine. And again, watch that we're not locking out the support leg. So there's a little bit of softness. The leg is straight, but there's a little bit of give, a little bit of softness in the knee. So just easily swinging. Just really let this hip loosen up. do the other side. So step down, softly step down. Stabilize on this side. Balance. Swing. So feel that space in the front of the hip. And if you start to sag down here, keep remembering to keep lifting tall. And then rest there. Stabilize back on your left side. A little bit more challenges because we're going to swing that leg across. So just across the body. So this is challenging our center of gravity from side to side. So swinging across. Breathing easy. Keeping tall. And then balance. Let's do this on the other side. So stabilize first, then free up and mobilize and loosen. Keep tall, keep lifting. And then shake out. Hips should be feeling pretty good now. And then we'll do our favorite one. So we're doing stabilize. You're using this left hip to throw, if you like, the right in front. And remember, we're not holding there to step out. It's just letting it swing and step. And then swing, step, swing, step. See if you can keep that landing soft as well, so we're not crashing down into the ground. So swing, soft landing, swing, soft landing. So you're rotating in, out, step, in, out, step. Get into the rhythm. Keeping tall. You might be getting some clunks and clicks. As long as it doesn't hurt, should all be fine. Let's do 2 more. And then shake out. I think the trick on this one is to focus on the leg that you're supporting on again. Because if we just think of throwing this leg out to the front and out to the side and don't focus on the support leg, but it's actually the support leg that is driving. So if I do it in slow motion, I'm on this leg supporting and I'm using this hip, oh, we're going that way first. I'm using this hip to rotate in to lift the knee out, and then I'm spiraling on this leg to actually, it's so difficult to do in slow motion. I'm using this leg to twist, to ring in, to spiral in, and then spiral out. And then this leg spiral in as I knock the lamp over and spiral out. So let's have a little explore with that. Just see if you can focus without falling over like I've just done, to focus on the support leg driving the swing. So let's have another little go. Just in your own time. Keep going. 2 more. And then slow down and shake out. And I've just realised my battery's on low battery, so it's giving me the wrong time. Yes, that's good to go. But check that would have been going till 10 o'clock. Good. Take a moment just to feel grounded and lifted. Now we've got the hips working. Let's do our squat. So a little bit quicker, but not frantic. So obviously when we did the squat challenge, we were doing slow. So let's just do that a little bit quicker, but still breathing easy in and out through the nose. If you get to the point where it's getting a little bit more challenging with the breath, then stop. So it's almost like when there's any noticeable change in the breath rate or the breath volume, just take a rest. If we can keep going, you just keep going. So tiger, fingers, use the fingers. You can start off just going to this position. Again, find your own comfortable depth. Just start it nice and easy. And then if you're comfortable, just go that little bit deeper. Breathing easy in and out through the nose. See if we can get this type of rhythm going. Nice and tall at the top. And remember, you're just lowering your sits bones towards the ground. So you're taking your center of gravity down rather than getting to here and leaning forward. So center of gravity down. Tall. Nice tall spine there. Deep. And just breathe comfortably. Keep going. If you need to take a break or slow it down or just stop for a second, do that. If it's comfortable, just keep going. And again, just to your own comfortable range of motion. Really use the fingers now. So really stretch the fingers. Strong there with the arms and the fingers, then soft as the arms float up. Strong, soft. Can feel the heat building. Let's do a couple more. And then step back up. Good, I can feel my heart rate raising. You get to that point where you go, so like that delayed effect of your heart rate raising, breath rate coming up. So a little bit out of breath, but in a good way. Let the breath settle. Then shake out the shoulders if you need to. Tall through the spine. Now we'll do some balance. So it's sort of single leg squat, but again, comfortable for you. Step out a little bit. Let's just do the arm movements first. So just do the flying arm movements. So they float up and then float down. Cross the body, float up, float down. Shoulders are heavy. And then let's go into balance. So I'll mirror you, stabilize on the left, float up, soft landing down, float up, soft landing down. balance. Balance. One more each side. And take a moment there. Let the breath settle. Next one, if you're comfortable with this, we'll take flow up. I'll show you first. As you come down, go into a little bit more of a deeper squat, if you like. So you're squatting on the support leg. So you're lowering and then you're coming up. So we're just adding that little bit of extra squat down, extend and lengthen up. Again, just the comfortable that you can go to. So I'm going lower, I'm lowering my centre of gravity, and then I'm coming up nice and strong on that support leg. So step down, come up, down, squat down, strong, extend, down. And again, just go comfortable depth that you can manage. If we just want to stay here, that's fine. But just get that idea of as you step, you're almost going into a single leg, well, you are going into a single leg squat, and then you're coming up, and then you're stepping down. Now you can keep this leg here as well to support, to help support, and then you come up. So down, lowering your pelvis towards the ground, step up. Let's keep going. I've lost count where I am now. There, I'll go there. And then down, come up, down, come up. Let's do two more. See how low you can go comfortably and comfortably breathing. Down, up, and then rest there. It's good. Shake out the legs. Stand for a moment. And then just finish off with how we started. Shoulder width apart. A little bit of give in the knees. Big arm circles. So breathing in. And breathing out. And in. And out. In, and then bring palms across onto the lower abdomen, feet together, and if it's comfortable for you, just for the last 30 seconds just close your eyes and just let the body naturally unwind and find its balance. And anchor, just let the breath settle, center the breath. Anchor the breath to your lower dantian, that area just behind where you've got your hands. And then when you're ready, slowly open your eyes if you had your eyes closed. Step out to a comfortable position. Have a little whatever stretch you need to do. Maybe you need a little bit of a shake. Maybe you need a little bit of a rub down. Rub the hands together. Rub the arms. Rub down the back of the legs, inside of the legs. And we'll finish there. Get you all ready for the day, for your Thursday. And thank you for joining me, as always. And I know I'll see some of you at the weekend, which is great. If I don't see you at the weekend, I will hopefully see you all next Tuesday for the breathwork. Have a fantastic day. Thanks a lot. See you later. Bye. Thank you. Bye.